Everything that happens to us is either a test, a blessing, or a lesson that we're supposed to be learning from. And the understanding of this helps us to relate with the real life problems that we are facing. And on top of that, we need to understand that our relationship with the material world is not at all disconnected from our relationship in the spiritual world. Now, this very thing can be misunderstood in line with not knowing how to deal with the problem that has come your way, because we are spiritual beings, but at the same time, we are material beings. And if I'm to give an example, take an example of someone who breaks their leg, who they have an accident and they break their leg, and instead of treating the leg with the physical means and then rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the spiritual means in supplication, they choose to ignore the physical means and solve the physical problem with the spiritual form. And this almost always does not work, and you are instilling a burden on yourself in the name of Allah wants me this way. Not at all. What Allah wants us to do is be a balanced group of people. In other words, if I have a physical problem, I'm going to solve the physical problem, but at the same time, since I am a spiritual being, I am going to enhance my solution with spiritual means. So I'm not going to be a person who neglects the form through which the problem has come. If it is a crisis in your company, in your organization, then it requires strategists, it requires economists to see what has gone wrong. Not that everything is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes it is a lesson that when you learn where the problem is coming from, you can solve it and prevent it's happening next time. So in other words, you are not going to say, I'm all spiritual, or you're not going to say, I'm all physical. The balance that is required is we are going to relate with the physical world and not at the expense of the spiritual world. We are going to put them in balance. We are going to treat our wounds in the hospital and rely on Allah for healing. We are going to solve our problems in our organization as we ask for tawfiq and success from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we are a balanced nation.